everyone. Welcome back to another episode of TarotCelebritea with y'all boy, Ducky. Today we are going to be reading some cards on Zayn Malik and Harry Styles. So I believe this is an updated reading. I do think I've done a reading on them too last year. Not sure, because I'm just not sure. So remember to keep in mind that these videos are for entertainment purposes. And why is that? That is because we do not have Zayn Malik nor Harry Styles here to confirm nor deny that what I'm seeing in the cards and how I'm interpreting the cards is resonating with them or is not resonating with them. That's not to say that I'm not correct or I'm not reading into things accurately, but we just don't know for sure. So just remember to take these videos with a grain of salt. And without further ado, let's get started on their reading. So let's start with our combined energy. Whenever they're talking with one another or around one another, what's the energy like? Oh, we got the moon. Whoa, good start. Very deep connection here. Deep emotional bonding is just what I'm thinking of. With the Five of Pentacles, but there's some coldness. Some sadness. The King of Swords. So, with this moon showing up here, let's see if I can try and get this thing to focus better. It is auto-focused. Okay, I don't know. But we got the moon card here. The moon is all about seeing the unseen, deep emotional waters or deep emotional experiences. So when I think of their combined energy, I'm thinking of like they've gone through a lot of emotional trauma together or they've shared emotional traumas. There's a lot of depth to their connection. But then they both are kind of like, how did we go from something so deep and healing and bonding over maybe a traumatic situation that we both endured or talking about our traumas to being very cold and distant, and there's a little bit of a sadness here. But for those of you that are fans of Zayn Malik and Harry Styles, I do think that there's some good communication in the works again with their combined energy here. The last card showing up as the King of Swords. This king is the intellectual, the mindful king, that also communicates. So there is communication involved here. So I'm seeing this as like a timeline, right? They bonded, they had a great emotional experience together. And then there was a period of like coldness, or feeling left out. Someone was feeling left out, or maybe both parties were feeling left out. But now they're like talking again and they're writing. Look at this king having a book here. Whoa. He's got 3 hands, 4 hands, 4 arms. He's holding a book. He's writing in the book. He has his other hand here and then he's holding a sword. So I'm seeing 4 hands. So Zayn Malik and Harry Styles, both of them are in the works of like communicating and talking with one another, and just, yeah, there's just communication being involved back into this connection, which is beautiful. That's awesome because they were in a band together. um they gotta stay together, or at least keep in contact with one another, if since the band um is no longer together or hasn't been for years, right? Maybe a decade. I don't know. I can't think that far behind. But anyway, let's get some cards representing Zayn Malik's thoughts on Harry Styles. When Zayn Malik thinks of Harry Styles, what comes to his mind? What does he think? What does he feel? Two of Cups. Ah, that's beautiful. All right. And the Knight of Cups. Whoa. All right, in reverse. All right, Harry Styles. When Harry Styles thinks of Zayn Malik, what comes to his mind? What does he think? What does he feel? The Two of Swords. Ooh. And the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So there is that disconnect that happened. And I feel like both parties, both sides are like, well, they did this or they caused this separation to happen. And then the other party's like, yeah, the other person caused the separation. So it's kind of like the two of them have a little bit of blame for them. Like they need to blame themselves a little bit for the separation that happened. But it seems like maybe in the past or even still now they're still kind of wanting to point the finger at the other person instead of pointing the finger back at themselves and being like, well, what did I do that caused this separation, this coldness um, between our connection? But the good thing again is that they're starting to talk again. They're talking, they're communicating, so that's good. All right, so Zayn Malik, when he thinks of Harry Styles, the Two of Cups came up. Two of Cups is all about partnerships, emotional connection. So when he thinks of Harry Styles, he there's an he gets very emotional about it. It's a very sensitive topic, or Harry Styles is a sensitive person for Zayn Malik to think about. But so that's what that shows here. And with the hair, wow, can I even speak today? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having a hard time speaking. So with the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Knight of Cups is all about having something to offer. This knight is offering their emotions to someone, but this card came in reverse. So I feel like when Zayn Malik thinks of Harry Styles, he thinks of someone who maybe wasn't as emotionally giving as maybe Zayn was. Maybe Zayn felt more of an emotional connection between this friendship. And I want to say friendship because you can still have an emotional connection with friends. It's just an amicable energy, right? A friendly energy. So but I do feel like maybe Zayn Malik thinks that he gave more in this connection in this friendship than maybe Harry Styles did, because again, this Knight of Cups showing up in reverse talks about someone who doesn't really feel like they have much to offer, or they don't offer much. So there's something going on here with Zayn Malik's thoughts on Harry Styles, where maybe he thinks that Harry Styles doesn't offer of himself as much as he offers of himself to others, or I'm not really too sure exactly, but there's something here where Zayn Malik thinks that Harry Styles just didn't really give as much as maybe Zayn sees Harry giving of himself to other people. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. Now, Harry Styles' thoughts on Zayn Malik. We got the Two of Swords in reverse. So when Harry Styles thinks of Zayn Malik, he thinks of someone who they were good friends, but because this Two of Swords came in reverse, there's like a rivalry, or there's a separation here that happened between two people that were previously friends. There's a disconnect here. There's a separation. Maybe there's a sense of envy. There's a sense of rivalry. So maybe Harry Styles, when he thinks of Zayn Malik, he thinks that maybe Zayn was a little bit too competitive, or maybe started to act a little bit in a unfriendly manner, like as if they were enemies or rivals or something. But we got the Knight of Pentacles here as well. So the Knight of Pentacles is a hard worker. So when Harry Styles thinks of Zayn Malik, he thinks of someone who's a very hard worker, who has maybe had a difficult life and has had to work extremely hard for his coin to be successful. So Harry Styles does recognize that Zayn came from a very hard upbringing or life, and he's a very hard worker. He has great work ethic. Um, but maybe Harry thinks that Zayn kind of viewed him as an enemy, as a rival, like some kind of a competitive factor here, um, in a previously friendly situation. So, interesting. All right. Let's finish off this beautiful video with some advice for Zayn Malik and Harry Styles. We got the Eight of Cups. That's good. Seeking. Going on adventures. Exploring. The World in reverse. Things aren't done yet between these two. This chapter is not closed. So for those of y'all that are hoping and wishing that these two beautiful friends, or maybe former friends, get back to being friendly with one another again, I do see it happening. I can see it happening. The signs are there. Grief. So this grief card came in the upright, so I'm going to read the positive. Sometimes when these emotional healing cards come in reverse, I will read the negative if there's a reversal, if there's a negative and positive meaning. So this one, grief is loving commemoration. I honor what is lost. I endure slow healing day by day. My memories are precious. Ah, so of course the advice that I'm seeing here, just like I mentioned earlier in the beginning, was that, you know, these two were in a group together. They made music together. They toured. They shared traumatic experiences with one another. They shared of their traumatic, you know, journey before getting to know one another. They shared their traumas with one another. So they definitely need to hold these memories precious and dear to them. Enduring slow healing, honoring what is lost. So they really need to honor one another, because again, this Five of Pentacles means there's like that coldness of feeling left out, feeling separated. So they really need to honor this loss. You know, they need to honor that things aren't the same since they're not close, or they're not really as much on talking terms anymore. But as this being an advice card, or the advice section with the Eight of Cups showing up, the Eight of Cups is all about exploring, traveling, going on an adventure. So the advice I'm seeing for them is like, if they're up for it, they should definitely like go out, travel together, go on some kind of an adventure, a road trip together, so they could just reconnect and hash out anything that they need to discuss. Talk about anything that hasn't really been finished yet, because again, with this World card in reverse, the World always is talking about finished chapters and a new one beginning, but this card came in reverse as an advice card. So like, this chapter between them two is not over, and they really need to go explore these unfinished, unsaid, untold things that they really need to express, and they're feeling. And a good way to do that is for them to really either go on some kind of a journey, like an actual physical journey together, go on some kind of a trip together, or they could just go on a verbal trip, you know, like just like what they're doing here is continue writing to one another and discussing about things that they haven't really been able to discuss in the past, because this chapter between them two being friends is still there. It's still being written. It's still in the works. It's still forming. And that's it. That's all I'm really seeing. There's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of hope that I'm seeing with the way that these cards are showing up. So yeah, let me know what y'all thought of this video in the comments section. Let me know if you've heard anything. I did think I saw like a headline or something saying that there might be a One Direction like concert or tour where they're gonna maybe like come back together for like something, for maybe one project or something. So I don't know if that's true. That's exciting. I can't say I know enough about them to be a fan, but I mean, if you're a fan of Zayn Malik or Harry Styles or One Direction in general, that's exciting stuff. And with the way that these cards showed up for these two, it seems that there's some good chances that they're going to be close friends again, or they're going to be on regular talking terms again, which is beautiful. So anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for those of you that requested that I make this updated reading on them. Remember to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and sexually. Love and respect yourselves and others. And as always, stay hydrated. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Bye.